Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohammad Adinda Falvi, and I am from Speaking Skill Development A2 class. And I would like to tell you about the example of conversations Gambits. First, starting the conversation. I'd like to focus on this issue in our conversation because this issue is very interesting. Second, I'd like to focus on this problem in our conversation because this problem is hot in our society nowadays. And another, let us first turn to the picture, which this picture is very attractive to talk. And second, the question of this problem is how the chronology happens. The others, what strikes me first about this whole issue is how can this case be declared a murder case? And second, what strikes me first about this whole issue is why these people always support the government with those all of the disadvantaged rules that the government made. The others, I would like to start by looking at these two people in this murder case. Second, I would like to start by looking at this video. How can this video get viral in just 1 hour? Another, I suggest we start talking about the advantage and the disadvantage from held this event. Second, I suggest we start talking about how important our immune survived this pandemic. Another, why don't we first address what is the problem that caused the public to get angry? Second, why don't we first address the reality of our country? Is the rule have benefits for all of us? Number 2, asking for your partner's opinion or engaging the other person. How do you feel about basic food assistance provided during this pandemic by the government? Second, how do you feel about COVID assistance money provided by the government but corrupted by officials? 3. Agreeing with your partner. You are right, it cannot be denied that this case is just wasting our time. Second, you are right, it cannot be denied that Starbucks is better than the other coffee shop. Another, right, I totally agree with you on this point. Second, right, I totally agree with you with all of your opinions. The other, I totally agree with you on your point of view on this case. Second, I totally agree with you on everything that you have talked about. Number 4, having reservations or disagreeing with your partner. First, I see what you mean, but I don't believe everything that you just said. Second, I see what you mean, but I don't believe all the reasons you gave to us. Another, well, I don't quite go along with your statement on this point. Second, well, I don't quite go along with this caption on this newspaper. The information is false. Another, I'm not sure you are on the right track when you say that is right, because I have the proof to show to all of you. Second, I'm not sure you are on the right track when you say that this information is real, because I still doubt what will happen next. Another, in my view, it is not right to assume that because I see the reality with my own eyes. Second, in my view, it is not right to assume that because your assumption is not logic. Another, I am sorry, but I'm not convinced yet because what you are saying is still make me doubt. Second, I'm sorry, but I'm not convinced yet because everything you said is not proven yet. Another, What bothers me about that is the reason, not logic at all, because I know the truth. Second, what bothers me about that is everything you said is just a lie, because I can see it from your face. 5. Asking for clarification. First, excuse me, I didn't quite catch that. Do you mean this time or something in the past? Second, excuse me, I didn't quite catch what you just said. Do you mean the government is fair or they are just trying to cheat on us? Another, did I understand you correctly? Did you mean to say what people said is true but the government is wrong? Another, when you say this news is trying to give us a false information, what exactly do you mean by that? Another, when you say that case is just made by someone, what exactly do you mean by that? Number 6. Interrupting politely. First, sorry to interrupt you, but what you say is not absolutely true. Second, sorry to interrupt you, but I know what the real chronology that happened in that situation. Number 7. Referring to an earlier point. What you said earlier was true, but I have to add something to make our argument stronger. Second, what you said earlier was not true because I asked that person by myself. Another, I'd like to come back to a point you made earlier, namely the benefits of this rule. Second, I'd like to come back to a point you made earlier, namely something weird that bothers you on this case. Another, I'd like to pick up on what you said about the reason why government make the statement about the problem. Second, I'd like to pick up what you said about cannot manage the time for each part of this event. Number 8, taking the conversation in a new direction. First, now that we have looked at the advantage of these rules, let's think of another aspect, namely the disadvantage of these rules. Second, now that we have looked at everything that they want to hear about, let's think of another aspect, namely something that they will not want to hear. Another, first, on top of everything we have said so far, we also need to consider that fact that anything is not finished yet, because we still have to think about it again and again. Second, on top of everything we have said so far, we also need to think of everything bad that is maybe will happen in our event. Another, first, something we have ignored so far is what most people think, not from our mind. Second, something we have ignored so far is just the bad thing for us, but not for people out there. Another, will it be alright with you if we now focus on this problem? Second, will it be alright with you if we now focus on this issue? Number 9, playing for time. First, so, what you are basically saying is that people just want us all to accept all their wishes. Is that right? Second, so what you are basically saying is that this problem will not find the final because all the proofs are gone. Is that right? Another, I'm trying to figure out how what you said relates to what we said about. In this case, second, I'm trying to figure out how what you said relates to what we said about this life's problem. Another, let me look at my notes for a second. I want to make sure that this time is matching with all of your statements. Second, let me look at my notes for a second. I want to make sure that this statement is correct. Another, so what you are saying is, we will not find the final of this case. Second, so what you are saying is we just wasting our time. The other, am I right in thinking that you mean on this case? Second, Am I right in thinking that you mean for this problem? Another, I guess what I'm trying to say is accepted by all of you. Second, I guess what I'm trying to say is already clear. Another, if I understand you correctly, you are saying that we will find the final of this case if we work together. Second, if I understand you correctly, you are saying that the government is trying their best for our future. Number 10, summarizing. First, we have spent a lot of time talking about, let's see, where we agree and where we disagree. Another, we have spent a lot of time talking about this case. Let's see where we agree and where we disagree. Another, we have looked at all the pictures. The pictures that deal with this case we don't think are suitable because it doesn't make sense at all. Second, we have looked at all these pictures. The pictures that deal with this situation we don't think are suitable because this picture doesn't show any proofs for this case. Another, to put it in a nutshell, we will talk about the conclusion of our discussion today. Another, to put it in a nutshell, we will talk about the advantage and disadvantage of our meeting about this event. Number 11, ending a conversation. First, we are almost finished and I would like to briefly thank you for attending this meeting. Second, we are almost finished and I would like to briefly that this meeting is so important for us, for our future company. And thank you for coming to this meeting. Another, in a debate. First, I guess we agree to and disagree and we will have to say no for your statement because your statements don't make sense at all. Second, I guess we agree to disagree and we have to tell you that your opinion on this problem is useless. That's all my conversation Gambits. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.